Quite live yet. Okay, now we're live. You're good. All right.
Hi, welcome to our Ambassador Orientation meeting. I'm Jennifer Williams. I'm the chair of the Ambassador Leadership Team for this year. Getting ready to roll off, but we have some wonderful people moving on up in those positions, and I'll still be around to help out and help direct the program. So I know you're here because you're interested in becoming ambassadors, and I've been an ambassador now for probably about 2 years. It's more of a recent program. I guess we've had sort of ambassadors for several years, but it's kind of been hit or miss, and it was really like the same 5 people who did everything. And but then Missy came on, Tabitha came on, and they had this vision of having many more ambassadors as part of the program to help really reach all of the members that we have, because that was something that was kind of falling to the wayside. So that's what you're here for. You're here to learn more about that. And I just wanted to welcome you on behalf of the leadership team and to say I really hope that y'all consider becoming ambassadors, because it is definitely rewarding. It has definitely helped me become more active in the community, more knowledgeable about my community. Met a lot of people, and that was really what my goal was when I first came here, because I moved here about 6 years ago. And so anyway, love Hartsel, and I'm happy to do anything I can to help further Hartsel in its mission of growing in the right way and doing all the things that we can do. So if you have any questions or anything, please feel free to reach out. I know I'm online, I'm on the chamber webpage, so please feel free to reach out to me, Jennifer Williams. And I will go ahead and turn it over to Miss Tabitha, because she has a lot of stuff to go over, and I know you don't want to be here all day.
Well, it's nice, and thank you, Jennifer. Appreciate you coming this holidays. She's been one of our most dedicated ambassadors, and she's been a great leader to a group of some ambassadors who have been bringing in this year. We've had quite a bit of new ambassadors added to our group. So what we're doing now is we're kind of transitioning to 2022, and we're looking for those people that are wanting to reach out to the community and make new relationships and really get to know what the chamber does and to learn a lot. I think that's probably one of the things that a lot of our ambassadors learned this past year was how much they didn't know about the chamber and how surprised they were about everything that we do for the community and for our membership. So I like to just start, and this really is very sweet and simple because we have everything digital now. We have our application, we have our website updated, so that helps with everything. So I'm just on our web page here. It's hartselchamber.com, and you can scroll down and see upcoming events, and we've got quick links to things that are happening in the community. So that's why you can just register for things. But where I like to start with this is to kind of talk about our task forces. So there's a drop down there that says Chamber task forces. You may see our website change a little bit over the next few months, but I think everything will kind of still have the same names. And that's really what our ambassadors are. Is they're one of our task forces. They're one that we feel is the most important because they're the membership arm. They're the ones that help keep all the members engaged. So where they actually fall in this loop, I'm not going to click on every single one of these because I just want to give a quick overview of them. But we have several. We have community enhancement, and that task force is one where it kind of supports anything we're doing to enhance the community, from Depot Days to Cinderella Ball, anything that's more community facing instead of member facing. We have our business development task force, and that task force is kind of just getting started, but that's where we're trying to help develop new business and new opportunities in the area. We have our workforce and education task force. That's one we've gotten a little bit of traction with this year. We've actually had a workforce summit where we brought in a lot of industry leaders and paired them up with some ways to help them hire employees, because that's really been what's been plaguing them this year, is trying to find workers. So that's what we're trying to help them with, and we're also partnering them with those educational resources to help them find those people that are, coming fresh out of college or high school and looking for jobs. And then we have a governmental affairs and advocacy task force, and that's where if you see any of our state of series events, those usually fall under that. Things like state of the city, state of the schools, We're going to look into doing state communities, which will encompass some of the outerline areas that we support, like the town of Danville, Faultville, Eva, Somerville, Bicycle. So we try to support all of those. And so all of those are represented by one of our board of directors, and each one of them kind of is tasked with that leadership in that group. And so I'll show you leadership and networking, because that is where our ambassadors falls, because that is really what it is. It's truly leadership and networking. So under this task force, we've got two board representatives. We've got Megan Jones and we've got Dr. Ashley Holiday. And Megan is more over that ambassador part, because she is more connected to our leadership. She's our vice chair of leadership. Of course, we have a training committee time. So we have to pause for 5 seconds. Did you know if we did it? So if we go to under HACC, that drop down, that gets you to our ambassadors. And so first we'll look at our 2021 ambassadors. And my internet's going to be slow too today. It's Friday. Well, I'm on a hotspot, but it's still dragging. It's still dragging. It's Friday. Yes. So our 2021 ambassadors, this top section here, we actually used to feature an ambassador, usually once a month or quarterly, whoever's kind of earned that distinction for ambassador of the month, ambassador quarter. This past month, we've actually decided to feature one Swan. She was one of our ambassadors last year. She was phenomenal. She was wonderful. She was great. And unfortunately, COVID took her from us. So it was just a few weeks ago. So we kind of posted a memorial there for her. And then we've got, of course, that was horrible because my internet's not doing great. Still loading. Not frozen. It's loading. It stopped. Try this to do it again. Oh. It's trying. A little bit more. Well, you always going to have to edit the video. It's not on the clock, right? Okay. Reconnect. All right, I'm going to pull it back over here so I can mess with the top. I'm going to give any slack here.
Well, you all need to look at your devices and find it.
Oh, yeah. Basically, it just kind of gives a little bio, gives a picture so people can go online if somebody comes into their place of business and says, hi, I'm an ambassador for Parks and Camp, they'd be like, really? Are you? So we need to look it up. And I see your smiling face, so
there's a video.
No, it's not that.
It's not that page,
It's
okay.
the other one. So, I'm gonna get there, you know, always check.
And that also gives, that's how we can promote you as an ambassador as well.
There. We get back to where we're Sorry. How to get it pulled back over there. 'Cause I'm gonna do that. Okay. Oh my. Okay. Now we're rolling. Alright, so we have a great picture. You can see them all here in the black jackets with the name tags. We did this during our training that we had in January. And then, of course, there's all their pictures. So we also get pictures here. We have headshots that are provided by raw images. So we've had a few people switch their headshots out and say, let's do payments this year. So we will do that if I need to, but you can still become great results. And then we actually have, Nancy, Betty English, Sandy Johnson, and Larry Murphy, and they are actually, this year we invited them to our ambassador in Maritime, and they are basically ambassadors for life. So they've been serving our community as ambassador for, I don't know, I can't remember how many years they got it up, but some of them since like 2007, some of them since about 90s. So, they've been doing so much for us that we should really honor them with that designation, distinction, and then, they show up to things every now and again. They'll say, well, we come. So, they've actually helped us a lot. So, that's where we're going to feature everyone, and then if we go to our ambassadors page, this is where you really get the information about ambassadors. So, we had them actually do a little video for us at one of our meetings, and I'll play this because it really tells a little bit about why these people decide to be ambassador and why they serve the Hartsville Chamber members in the community. So I thought it was really fun to share.
I served in the HACC because I think that no one comes through loving Hartsville. It's no person's best. And I think the best way that I could have done it was jumping first into the community, serving the people who accepted me.
Very excited to be an ambassador and just serve our community and build relationships with people.
Once I got plugged in, I realized that no matter what your interests are, the chamber can help you plugged in and help you form relationships with people that have interests that are similar to what you're interested in. And so if you feel like you don't belong in Hartsville, or maybe you're new and you don't know where you fit in, the chamber can help you get plugged in. So if I'm and Hartsville Road, and we have that and you can find your leadership. And as a business leader, I want to get involved in my community. I want to grow personally and professionally in other life.
I serve because I was new to the area and I wanted and thankfully to plug into my community that would enhance the city around me.
To develop relationships with other businesses that will go further than me and my business along with those relationships will last a long time. And it's so much bigger than what I am and just my business can be. It's so much bigger than that. That's why I'm part of the chamber. And you can make lots of friends.
I just want to help people and volunteer and try to make a difference in some way, and the chamber gives me that opportunity.
I went to the city and I'd like to connect with
We moved to March in 1967.
so much in this area that made us want to live here. I just got involved with different organizations, including the chamber, because I wanted to make those connections and make those relationships in the community, and to really help drive the community to where I can see it can be.
And let's shop Hartsville. I love the Hartsville community, and I want to be part of its growth and development. And I want to help it become the community that it's destined to be. And it's for lots of fun.
I want to see the community grow just as much as my marriage and family grows.
So I'm gonna watch again, and just so y'all know, we totally sprung this on them that day during that meeting. So they were not prepared, they were not dressed. Erin was funny because, you know, if you know Erin, she runs the farmer's market over here. And she doesn't wear makeup, she doesn't really dress up. And that day she was, it was just really funny because she's like, I want to do it today, but I don't, but I'm nervous and I'm scared, but I'm dressed. And we talked her into it. Once we got her up there, you couldn't get her off. She jumped back up. So it was fun. But they're great, very fun. You can see that they all have a tie to the community, whether it's in their business or just through the community. Jennifer's really a professional volunteer. That's what she does for a living. She's a member of a lot of organizations, and the chamber's part of that. It's helped her just get connected with more people. So it's been great. It's really fun. What about another train? This will be trainer two. Trainer two, I'm not reading all this, don't worry. We'll get this later. All the set high points. We're waiting for trainer. Welcome to our professional environment. We just roll with it. So, really, what is an ambassador? So, you've heard a little bit from what Wayne has experience, and you've heard a little bit from them. So, really, an ambassador, that's what they do for the chamber. They help us with connecting with the members. That's probably the number one thing, whether that be through monthly, follow us with email, phone calls, visiting them, or through a kid. Networking event, like a networking event, usually you love the members. You ever see a person that's just kind of like a anyone, you can spend that, that welcome and make it wonderful. So that's really what our passion is, support the members. And the other part of the meeting is they help us with event execution, just like we talked about serving an event. That's the kind of thing that we need on the staff free as possible to be able to serve the vendors. We have about 300 vendors. We serve them in that capacity where they put them into the chamber, they're going to get a voice, they're being heard, they're getting what they need from that business relationship, and also with that event execution to make sure that it's a great event. It could be setting it up, it could be helping take down, it could be during the event, helping with registration, starting food, or even just networking and connecting with people. So that's really, that's what we need. Like to say that when you're representing members, have members that are kind of sharing the corner, think of yourself as you're their chamber buddy, and anything chamber related, they can think of them, or they need to know about something. set that up usually around our annual training, in January this year, where you can pop in, Rachel will be up there waiting for you, you can pop in, get your headshot, and have that taken care of. And that is something we get to keep that. She charges around $250 for a headshot. It's really great value to be able to get that. Recognition in the May June edition of Hearts of Living magazine. This year we used that group photo and featured our ambassadors as just one of our most important benefits of being a member. Really, is that you have this ambassador that will come and help you through anything that your membership, any questions you may have. Quarterly luncheons. So we meet quarterly with all the ambassadors. We had about, if you count our emeriti, we had 30 this past year. So, it's hard to get 30 people together every single month, and we realized that. So we just did the quarterly meetings, which are mandatory. They're usually on a Wednesday and at lunchtime. So we try to do everything within the workday that we can, so people can kind of, not have to use their personal family time for things. But we do those, and that's where we share the most information. That's where we'll award usually ambassador of the quarter. Then there's also monthly meetings that the leadership team will have. And they'll plan something like, last month we did just a picnic over at Earth Park, where you kind of brought your own lunch and you have a quick little meeting about what was important, what we needed to do for the month, kind of thing, what was coming up. And that was fun. We played cornhole. You have opportunities to display business cards, brochures here, just like any other member would, and then you'll get a T-shirt. I think we're going to use the same design, I'm not sure, but this is the one we've used the last 2 years, and so that's a fun little T-shirt. And then you also get our official jacket. So we order these if you need them. We've got some people that are returning that won't need it, but order those for all the ambassadors. And it's just part of the package. And then you also get a nice little name tag. It's like this little square name, rectangle name tag, and it has your business name on it. So not only does it say that you're a Hearts ambassador, but it also gives your business name. So we have that to wear. Am I missing anything? Okay. So how to serve. So we've already kind of talked about there's 2 ways, right? So we've got member care, which is that really connecting with those members and making sure they know what's going on with the chamber, how they can get involved, and finding out what they need from us. So that's probably the 3 most important things on that. And then the hospitality part, that's more of our event support. And this year we're going to, I think we're going to do like an event sign up, maybe like a Sign Up Genius kind of platform. And that way, actually the training in January, you can go ahead and sign up for 2 or 3 events that you want to support throughout the year. Because just like every member has a different motivation for being a part of the chamber, every ambassador has a different motivation for being an ambassador, right? So that way you can kind of pick those events, we'll highlight them, we'll go through what they are. You can pick the ones that are going to match what your motivation is for being an ambassador. We'll do that. The only thing that's 100% required is at least 2 hours of volunteer time during Depot days, because we really need as many people as we can possibly get to help us with anything from working in the children's area to directing traffic to sitting at the information table out here. So there's just so much going on that day, and that's completely 100% chamber-run event. So that's one of the things we need help with, and I've got that on here as well. So. Our leadership team is made up of a chair and then like a chair-elect. And then we have member care coaches, hospitality team coaches, and then of course there'll be a staff person, and then we'll have that board liaison. So we're lucky this year because we set this up last year, and now we actually have like Jennifer, she's going to be an outgoing chair. And she's going to assist Nikki Talent as the current chair. And then we have Jamie Bates, who's going to come in as that kind of next chairperson. So you're going to have these 3 wonderful people that all have amazing skills that are going to be kind of leading this team. And then we've got a couple of coaches that are going to help with that member care piece, which they'll kind of coach on how to communicate to your members, what a chamber is, what we do, those kind of things, and maybe how how to help promote your member. We're gonna do a little bit of that. And then we'll also have those hospitality coaches, which will help us really keep up with those events and make sure you have your details of what you signed up for, and what you're supposed to do, and those kind of things. So we've got a lot of support. I think a lot of great leadership in those roles. That's going to help us keep everything more cohesive this year. So I know I've got some of this, and I've already talked about it. And Facebook. Are you guys all on Facebook? Do you use your Facebook? Because we're going to set a Facebook group this year, just to make it more engaging, so that people can connect. And I just think it'll be better this past year we did we just kind of did emails, and we realized that not everybody checks their emails all the time, and so it gets a little tiresome. And some people reply, some people don't reply at all, and it just kind of gets crazy. So we used it for our TRC campaign, which is our total resource campaign. That's where we actually do all of our member marketing opportunities for the year. And so we saw how it worked and how they engaged each other. It wasn't as much of us pushing things out as it was them kind of putting those things in there and keeping people excited and pumped and asking questions and giving answers. And, it was just a different environment. And plus it helps people get to know each other, I think. So it gets that personal piece. If we're not meeting every single month, you don't see all your ambassador friends every month, you can still kind of see them in that group, and it would be a private group. So I think that's what we talked about. I think we've decided that's probably the best thing. I think Hartsville is a face of the town. A lot of people are on there. And so we talked about that member care part, where you kind of take care of those members. And so our goal is to have, 30 ambassadors so that each ambassador can have those 10 members. And we try to do that in a way where it benefits you and your business, like people that you would want to engage with and talk to, or maybe businesses that you do business with that you want to be their ambassador. So we try to do that in a way where it kind of fits for everybody so that it's beneficial to your business, because we know you're giving your business time for this. And then awards and recognition, we talked about this a little bit. We have a kind of a point system that we use. We're going to revise that a little bit, I think, to make it more simple, because this year I think it was so complicated. And that's how we kind of reward those things for the quarter and for the month. And then also for the year. The Ambassador of the Year is recognized at our annual meeting, and it's a little bit more than just points. It'll also come from like a vote among the group and the leadership team, and even the board of directors will have probably some input on that from what they've seen at events from those outstanding ambassadors. So recruitment, that's where we're at. So the online application, it's right there. You just have to click on it. It's a form, and you can fill it out online, and it comes right to us. On the application at the bottom, just want to go over this part. No, you guys would be new ambassadors, so you would need all of those things. But let's say that you signed up this year and you signed up again for the following year. Then that next year you might not need all those things. Your name tag may still be fine, your t-shirt may still fit and not be all washed out. And you already have your source code. So, it's kind of an investment. If you look at it as doing it for a couple of years, then you've got that. Now we do bill employers for this. So if you've got it, we kind of think of it as a business sponsor. So if you're going to be an ambassador and you guys are with Marnac and that's going to be your business sponsor, we would need to know who to bill, because I know there's some different levels to that. So that kind of comes from whoever, we need to know who to bill for those items, because we'll order everything that we need to bill it out. And since you're, I guess we bill you.
Unfortunately, yes, that's how it works.
So, we're kind of on our own too, so we just have to bill us.
So doing those things. So that's something we need to know before we do that in January for people who sign up. So, it's different everywhere. We have some that are corporate, we have some that are just people who just want to do their own thing. So, do y'all have any questions? I know we covered a lot. Do y'all have any questions? So what do y'all think about the ambassador program? What are your thoughts as members of the chamber?
Sounds great. Down there at the bottom, it had like dates. Was that the dates of the meetings? Seems like I saw something that had dates on it.
At the bottom of that page, yeah.
Yeah, you're back, you're talking about on this page. That was actually probably just the dates for these little information
Okay.
sessions that we're having. I put those links there for people to register. So as far as dates go, we don't really have our calendar set up for next year yet. I think it was like January 15th. It's on a Friday for 3 hours. That's like that training. And that's where you really learn deeper dive into what a chamber is and what do you communicate to members, how do you talk to a member. And we had a lot of that last year. People were just like, I don't even know what to say to someone. We review kind of what our members get as a new member, the folder that they get, and we kind of go through those pieces. We talk about those task forces and